Failure is only bad when you equate it with your self-worth. And that is the quote of the day. Welcome back to the Quote of the Day show. I'm your host, Sean Croxton of SeanCroxton.com. I hope you crushed your weekend. You're ready to rock your week. And we're going to get this week started off with Mr. Wayne Dyer. You can't go wrong with Wayne Dyer. And Wayne Dyer is talking about failure. He's talking about self-worth. And before I went on the air here, I grabbed the first book I ever read by Wayne Dyer. It's called Your Erroneous Zones. Fantastic book. And I had to pull a couple quotes from this book that have to do with today's talk. Wayne says on page 28, self-worth cannot be verified by others. You are worthy because you say it is so. If you depend on others for your value, it is otherworth. I love that, otherworth. Here's another one from page 49. Needing approval is tantamount to saying, your view of me is more important than my own opinion of myself. So on Mondays, I like to do one of two things. I either like to motivate you and get you pumped up for the week, or I like to have somebody give you a good talking to. And today's talk is the latter. It's a good talking to from Wayne Dyer, and I hope you enjoy it. Here's Wayne.
Secret of the universe. It's never too late to have a happy childhood. Never. You don't like your childhood? Fix it. I didn't get to go to any amusement parks. It's open. It's open. But I'm 68 years old. You want to go to the amusement parks and want to be 3 too? Get your head out of Uranus. You know, you're 68. You missed out on amusement parks. Get over there. They're open. They'll let you in. You can do anything you want. If you don't like something about yourself, are you shy? Are you nervous? Are you a lousy cook? Are you not coordinated? I've heard a lot of people tell me that. I'm just not coordinated. It's what I call the C syndrome. They'll take a basketball, they'll go out, they never played in their life. They'll go out, they'll go like this. They'll miss. See, I told you I could never play this game, and that's it for the rest of their life. They don't do that. Forgetting something so crucial, failure is wonderful. You are looking at the king of failure right here. Yeah, I failed a lot in my life. Still do all the time. Babe Ruth struck out more than anybody in the history of baseball the year he hit 60 home runs. You want to hit home runs? You better be willing to strike out a lot. You better be willing to fall down a lot. But what do you do when you fall down? Do you say, see, I told you I was a failure? Or do you get up and say, well, that didn't work. Don't do that. I'm always reminded of Thomas Edison, who was working on inventing a storage battery, some way to store electricity. He knew kind of what it was and so on, but he just didn't know how to store it in any way. And he had tried 25,000 different combinations. He still didn't have a storage battery. And one of the reporters asked him, he was like 77 years old, and they said to him, Mr. Edison, how does it feel, someone as famous as you, to have failed 25,000 times? It must be awful. He said, failed? I don't even know what you're talking about, failure. He said, today, I know 25,000 ways not to make a battery. What do you know? Failure is only bad when you equate it with your self-worth. When you say, because I fail at something, that makes me a failure as a person. The healthiest place you can get to is the place where you're willing to try anything. Healthy people will try virtually anything. And they're not afraid. They don't live by their customs. They don't live by their traditions and the rules and everybody else's dictates. No, not at all. Someone who isn't afraid to fail because they know something very important. When I walked in here today, my self-worth was intact. It comes from myself. That's why it's called self-worth. Now, if you like me, that's nice. And if you applaud, and if you laugh, and if you enjoy, that's terrific. That's better than if you don't. Yeah, I like it a lot better. I love approval. I think it's the most wonderful thing in the world. The difference is, I don't need it. If I need it, that means when I don't get it, I collapse. That's what a need is, isn't it? A need, I'll tell you what I need. You take the oxygen out of this room. I'm in trouble. I need oxygen real bad, all right? And I don't mind admitting it, but approval, no problem there. It's like in the 1972 election, Nixon versus McGovern. Do you know it was the greatest political landslide in the history of American politics? 1972. And do you know that in 1972, 45% of all the people in this country voted for McGovern? 45%. I mean, when you get half plus 5% of the people on your side, we call it a landslide. And do you know how many are out there looking for 100% all the time? It just isn't there. And what do you do when it isn't there? Do you say, see, I told you I'm no good, I have no value, or somebody else puts you down, or someone doesn't like what you say, and you make their opinion count more than your own self-worth. Self-worth comes from the self, and it comes from the belief about the self that I have integrity, that I am valuable, that I'm attractive, that I'm important. You don't have to go around saying it. You have a quiet kind of love affair with yourself. It's the only self you got. One of those secrets of the universe that Icus will lay on you, the understanding that first, foremost, get this clear, all right? You are not what you do. If you are what you do, then when you don't, you aren't. Isn't that true? You are not what you do. Your value doesn't come from what you accomplish. Your worth as a human being does not come from your successes out there. Your value doesn't determine by whether or not you win or not. Don't you understand? If you have to win in order to have value, then somebody else has to lose. And that somebody else who's losing is determining whether you're a winner or not. And if they don't cooperate, then you're a loser. When you always are looking over your shoulder to determine whether you're valuable or not, you're giving your value up as a person and putting it in the hands of somebody else who you hope won't hit the ball over the net, or who won't be able to run faster than you, or won't make as much money as you. Don't you understand that those people are now controlling your life? And if they hit the ball over the tennis net one time more than you do, that makes you a loser? And it's in their hands? No, you're not what you do. You are what you believe about yourself. Your value doesn't come from anything but what you choose to think. And your corner of freedom in life is the willingness and the ability to think anything you want. That's yours. No one can change that for you. No one can take that away from you. You can think what you want. Your corner of freedom is that you can think in the way that you choose. One of the most important things to learn in life is a sense of appreciation for yourself. Here's what success is and how it comes to you, and it's the easiest secret of all of Icus's messages to us. If one advances confidently in the direction of his own dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. Yeah. You get out there and lead your life, fulfilled, happy, excited. Success will chase you in the numbers that you need it. And it'll always amaze you. And the more you reach out and help others and give away what you have, it'll come back to you in even larger numbers.